I think we are coming into a moment that we're going to have a big shift in leadership thinking. The last 150 years has been dominated by the Taylor way of thinking in companies, where you talk about bosses and supervisors and followers and employees and white collars and blue collars. So we have divided and we have, let's say, dehumanized the person working in his environment. For me, it means that today you have to look at the old style of bosses, and that traditional hierarchical thinking in leadership is not anymore valid with the new generations coming into our companies. If I only look to Latin America, to the demographic situation, we're gonna have in 2050 700 million people living in Latin America, of which the most of them are young, millennials, the Generation Y, and all these baby boomers are getting out of the companies. That means that these young people are so connected with the world that they look and want other style of leadership. And I call it unbossing and more collaborative leadership. I think speed is going to be a very important element. Speed in reaction, speed in communication, speed in looking at each other and working together. If I see my way of leadership that I performed when I was a manager, we had time. We had time in our offices. We could have time to talk with people, to communicate and say, sit down, have a cup of coffee, blah, blah, blah. Today, if you look at the actual managers and leaders in companies, they even don't have time to spend with you. So that is a very important element, it's speed. It means that when you have contact with your employees, with your colleagues, in that small moment of contact, you're gonna have to be very concentrated. I think the leaders of tomorrow will be humble, that's very important. Integrity is a very important issue, and trust. So these are for me the three components of the leader of tomorrow. These big bad bosses from the past, they are contaminated with what I call a DNA structure, the hic parts in their bodies, which is greed, narcissism, and hubris, abuse of power. And that is the old structure. If you confront the young generations with that, they say goodbye and they leave. They don't want to work in this kind of companies anymore. And you see the transformation that they are starting their own small companies. They don't have, I am the owner. No, we are the owners of the shares. We are the board, and it's all together. So this big shift is for me very important in this kind of, let's say, values, basic values, and humanization again of our companies.